So this is our second match. I was just trying to here I really wanted to get a lat drop. You can see kind of throughout our stand up, I'm trying to get underhook with my right arm, and then I'd overhook with my left arm, and as he pushes into me, I'd trip him and try and hit a lat drop. But he was doing a good job of not letting me get a clinch. He also had a really strong over tie. He'd snap me down, and then I could hear his coach. Right there, I busted his lip. It felt bad. That was the second time it happened. My head would come up and it would just hit his lip. His coach, I could hear his coach saying, like, next time you. I'll just go to this. Okay, so he went around and I decided he was going to take my back, so I decided to just turn into guard. Right here, I'm trying to get his weight above me and get like an underhook. Ideally, like an underhook with my right arm, but he was just posting. He was doing a really good job at not letting me get it. Right here, I go to like a Z guard, and I've been working the dogfight position, so I'm trying to post on him. I'm trying to not be flat on my back, and then I'm trying to kind of trick him into, as he's pushing into me, trick him into letting me get underhook with my right arm right there. I'm gonna pause the video here to explain what I'm working for. So I'm kind of in like a half guard. I have underhook with my right arm, and once I get this underhook, I'm gonna post on his right knee with my left hand and bring his weight forward. And then it's hard to see from here, but my right leg is gonna swing over his left leg, and I'm gonna come up to my knees. I go for a knee tap, but he's driving into me, so instead I go for a coyote sweep. And because I try sweeping him the opposite direction, he then puts his weight back forward. And as he goes opposite of the direction of the sweep, I use that as an opportunity to then come up right here. He makes the mistake of giving up the whizzer, and so it gives me the pathway to the back. I pause it here. There's a few things I want to point out. One, when I take the back, I did it pretty sloppy. I come up, there's no space between his elbow and his right leg, and I just try and throw a hook in and pull him back. I think that's something I need to work on is my back takes, because it just was not very smooth. Second thing is it more of a tactical error? I try and not focus on points or play for points. I try and focus on getting submissions. But I made a tactical error here, and it ended up losing me the match because when I take the back, I don't get my hooks in a way that is configured to score me points. I have a body lock position with my legs where it's like kind of triangled, and that does not give me points. So I probably should have gone for that. Here, I also was a little bit excited. I think I made a mistake and I could have calmed down a bit and focused on establishing the position a little bit better. Right here, he has my left leg trapped, and that shit was hurting a lot. But I figured if I just threatened the neck, he was in more danger. Right here, as he goes to move to the other side, I go to switch my lock, and he does a great job of not allowing me to lock it up, and he clears my bottom hook. So that was really good by him. Something that I could have done here once he turns into me, because he's about to turn into my guard, was go for an armbar. It's something that a transition that looking at it now is something that I can also work on because he's threatening to get out of the position. I'm going to be on bottom. it definitely would have been better to threaten an armbar, and through the transition with the armbar, I probably would have been able to stay on top. How I should have hit this armbar is as he turns into me, I should have dragged my right shin across the back of his head, came up onto my forehead, and then dropped my right hip to the mat. That would have put me in, I would be threatening an armbar, and most likely it would have forced him to roll, and I would have ended up in an armbar position. Instead, I kind of just flop around. I get to Z guard on the opposite side of where I was prior, and I was kind of looking for Kimuras and also a dogfight position. Although my dogfight technique from this side is not very well developed, so instead I go for butterfly half. Right here, I was kind of looking to enter the legs. I go for an Imanari. He steps out, and it gives me an opportunity to stand up. It's funny. I can't. I don't even think I'm gonna hit the Imanari, but it's funny how when you threaten it, people just yank their foot out, and it allows you to step up, which I think is kind of interesting. He takes a shot here again. I should have wrestled. Instead, I go for a front headlock and give up position. Right here, I'm entering into his legs. I'm pulling my knee across. I invert, and then I end up in a honey hole position. Right here, I realize that I'm behind and I need to get points, so I come up on top, scores me points, and then I was looking for a knee slice. I think I should have been more methodical, gotten my underhook, but instead I was kind of getting tunnel vision. I made a decision here to go for a submission, like a knee bar, and I actually peel his leg out of the figure four position, and I think I would have been able to finish it if I had more time. But either way, the time runs out and he wins. I think I made, I wouldn't say a tactical error, but it's something to think about for me. I could have, when I came up, scored two more points by passing, and that would have tied it and probably gone to a decision, and I think I would have won the decision, but just based off of the positions that I got to throughout the match. He took me down twice, but I threatened his back. I threatened submissions and stuff. I think I would have won in that way. Or gone for the submission, and that's kind of risky, right? Because the time ran out and I didn't get it. But those are two things that I think two pathways that I could have gone, and I chose the submission route. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the match.